Hi everyone, website security is the topic of this video. Here's my interview with the co-founder of Sucuri, Dre Armida. For those of you not familiar with Sucuri, they specialize in website security solutions. And while they were recently acquired by GoDaddy, Sucuri continues to function as before, working with a number of web hosting companies in addition to their other partners. I'm at the Sucuri booth at HostingCon. I'm talking to the man, Dre Armida. How's it going, Dre?
It's going really well. How are you?
Doing good. How have you enjoyed the HostingCon this year?
You know, it's been good. It's a little slower than I'd hoped, and we've seen it kind of dwindle down, especially with the news that this will be the last event, but certainly some meaningful conversations. We've had some good discussions and some bright smiles. It's been good.
Awesome. Now, let me ask you, Dre, right now, what is the number one issue when it comes to website security the website owners really need to focus on?
I think, one, certainly password management is an important thing, and when we start to think about credentials and access, we want to do better about making sure that we've got strong credentials and we're safeguarding those appropriately, minimizing access to only those that need it. But I think more importantly, these days, what people tend to kind of forget is that there's more to the risk floor than just your application. So let's say you have your web server, your hosting environment, you're running WordPress, Joomla, Drupal. You know, oftentimes we use that as a mechanism to go, hey, look, we're insecure, we're not secure, we're doing the things we need to there, but we don't think about the rest of the items down the rest of the stack. So it's the network, the hosting provider that you're using, the server, the applications on that server, how you're connecting to these servers, passing data there, right? And all those components that really make up the entire risk floor that you need to be considering. So we need to do better to make sure that we're looking a bit more holistically at our security posture, and that in and of itself will help us reduce risk overall.
Gotcha. Now, Sucuri provides a wide variety of services when it comes to website security. Can you just highlight maybe the top couple of services that you guys provide?
Yeah, most definitely. So a brief history, we started out in 2010, and we started out as a way to kind of monitor for behavioral changes on websites, and we were able to notify against those things. But what we found is that that's not really actionable, and our clients that were actually finding value in that monitoring service wanted a way to remediate when issues were found. So we went, wait a second, let's go ahead and build a remediation process. It can't be that difficult. Well, over the years, certainly it was challenging at first, but we found a way, a mechanism to automate a lot of that, and then put human influence and human intelligence into making sure that we were cleaning things up 100% when they were infected and getting websites back to normal state. What we found beyond that is that that's still really reactive, so we built a web application firewall that sits on the edge. We see all traffic coming in. We do all sorts of checks on it against our definitions, against profiles we built against existing platforms like WordPress, for example, and we do these holistic checks to make sure that if any of that traffic coming in is bad from a bad actor, some type of bad behavior, we stop that and thwart that at the edge before it ever reaches the environment, which is exciting because now you see that protection layer, but also some performance increases because you're not killing your server with all those requests that don't need to be there. And we found that it was important to build in some kind of caching capability. So we also have a CDN layer that we've built into our protection platform that gives us better performance. So overall monitoring, remediation, or incident response, and performance, along with our protection platform, kind of round out our main website security platform.
Now I know Sucuri does a lot of partnerships with web hosting companies. And now for our audience who are maybe shopping for web hosting, when it comes to security, what kind of things should they look for in a web hosting plan?
That's a great question. So what we find often is that the consumer that's getting into the website world and wants this host has this connection with the host, thinking that they protect them all the way through that experience, that entire workflow from the beginning, in terms of the architecture and the infrastructure that that hosting provider is kind of renting to them in a sense, or that space that they're giving them, all the way through the applications that are on there. And that's just not the case. It's really the onus is on the administrator of that website, the owner of that website, to make sure that everything beyond kind of that hosting layer that gets into the application, the plugins, and the things that you're putting into that environment are taken care of. So one thing I would consider if I'm going now to go get hosting is one, understand really where that demarc's at, right? What is the host responsible for, and what am I responsible for? And look for services out there that are integrating services like Sucuri that will give you that application layer website protection, the remediation capabilities and monitoring, so that you're getting a good idea of any security anomalies that are happening on the site at any time.
Great. Well, that's great stuff. And listen, I really want to thank you for taking time and talking with us, and it's good to see you again, Dre.
My pleasure.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks, Dre.
For more information on Sucuri, visit their website at sucuri.net.
And to see some of the web hosting companies utilizing Sucuri services, check out our site at webhostingcat.com. As always, thanks for watching and take care.